Guided Spirit Conversations. I'm your host, Marla Goldberrg. This podcast has been created with you in mind to acquaint you with some of the most incredible metaphysicians and spiritual leaders from around the globe who have helped others change their lives. In this interactive hour, you will be offered insights and techniques to help you make a difference in your life. Don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite listening platform. And here we go. To the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me, Dr. Marla Goldberrg, with another episode of Guided Spirit Conversations. Today is Thanksgiving in the U.S., and I am here with my annual Thanksgiving conversation. So I'd like to start, first of all, by sending prayers. There's so much strife going on in this world. There's so much hatred. There's so much racism. And it's horrible. And this isn't even including the other things that are going on in the world that we don't hear about. So let's send out prayers. Let's send out love to all who are affected. Many people are fighting those wars who don't want to be fighting, but they're doing it because they have to, because it's either fight or lose your life. So they choose to fight. They do things that are horrific, that nobody should ever experience. Children, older women, grandmothers, old women, and those in between. So again, this is the time. Send love, send light, send healing energy to everywhere in the world because we all need it. Okay, so I'm going to start my show. It's going to be shorter than my traditional 1-hour show because it is Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving, well, actually, some people look at Halloween as the holiday that does this, but it's the catalyst. It's the kickoff to the holiday season. And now everything happens so fast and there is so much stress. There's stress to have the perfect holiday dinner. There's stress for the gifts, stress for parties that you may be invited to. And it's stressful. Why? Why is it so stressful? Well, a lot is shoved into a very small capsule of time. Before you know it, Thanksgiving starts, and within, I know it's about a month, that Christmas is here, but that month just flies. And then we have to talk about not only the stress of the holiday, but how to deal with the stresses of the holidays. It can be so hard. So where do we begin? Well, you know that I am a huge advocate of modifying behaviors. So you're going to a holiday party. We all have relatives that really push our buttons. And why do they push our buttons? Do they feel better making you feel worse? That's a possibility. Are they judgmental and opinionated and think theirs is the only one that counts? Quite possibly. Do you find that you have nothing in common with your family? Quite possibly. There are so many reasons that bring stress to the holiday functions. Your corporate events, behaving, being careful not to overindulge, to be thoughtful, say thoughtful things, not to criticize, not to judge, and spread rumors about people. And that tends to happen both in families and when you find these corporate functions. And so I'm going to address some ways that you can handle yourself with space and grace so that you are able to make, what do they say? There's a cliche and I'm forgetting it, but it has something about making a silk dress from a sow's ear. So that's a possibility as well. I don't know for sure if that's the right cliche. You know me, I tend to sort of mess those up here and there. But let's make this a better holiday for you. And I'd like to make it a good holiday for me as well. So I'll take my own advice and guidance. So, things to do. You have a relative who is quite demanding of what you do. You need to come early and set the table and clean up, and it's like your household, like really doing all the grunt work for them while they're cooking. Well, part of it is maybe you should be grateful, and instead of waiting for them to demand it, maybe offer to be of service, and you can do it this way. I'll come and help you set up if you can find people to help you clean up. It's a compromise, right? Or reverse it. I can't help you set up, but I will definitely be there to help you clean up and wash dishes and put everything away. It's just a kindness. You can't be too kind. You hear me talk about kindness and gratitude and thankfulness all the time. Well, what better time if you haven't started a practice? What better time is it to start a kindness practice, a gratitude practice, than at the holidays when people are really having a hard time? What do you do if you have a relative who keeps poking you? I'm talking about verbally, making comments, judging you, criticizing you. Um, what do you do? What do you do? Well, I would change the subject. Number one, that would be my first attempt. Change the subject. But if they keep poking and criticizing and all that, first of all, no. This is them projecting onto you, number one. Number two, they're also reflecting who they are to everybody who's in the room. Everybody knows that this person is an emotional bully because that's what it is. It's a type of bullying. And you have the ability to handle yourself better. Don't let them suck you into an argument or letting them hurt you and see that they hurt you. No, this is where you set boundaries. And you set boundaries by saying, this is not the time and place. So please stop. You can say something to the effect of, I'm not recognizing your judgments. So I would appreciate it if you would stop. That's another way of saying it. I know you're probably going, that's redundant. Well, but it's just another way of saying it, right? It's another way of letting people know that you just aren't going to take this. And if they continue, once you put down your boundary, when you tell them to stop, it's like no means no, stop means stop. So you tell them to stop and they don't, excuse yourself. Put on your coat, go take a walk, or go into another room. If it's not the hostess that's doing it and it's just some relative that's there, excuse yourself and go help in the kitchen. I mean, there's things you can do to extricate yourself out of these situations and to have a better time because of it. This is about your boundary setting. Let's see what other things you can do. Yeah, make realistic boundaries for yourself. That is true. It's important that you get sleep. I'm a believer of going to bed around the same time and getting up around the same time, which for me is enough sleep. But if you need a nap before so that you can have enough energy to deal with what might be in front of you, take the nap. Take it's self-care time, right? Play beautiful music at your house. Sing while you're there. Lift your vibe, sing, and just start raising, elevating that energy so that when you get to the home where you're celebrating, you will go in there with a better mood. Don't expect, if you have expectations, it's going to be a lousy dinner. I don't want to go. It's always so stressful. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a lousy time and it will be stressful. As you've heard me say before, and not just me, all the metaphysicians say this. I know that sounds so funny, doesn't it? But energy flows where where you put your thoughts is where your energy goes and you get more of it. So if you're anticipating a bad time, if you're anticipating someone's going to start with you, you can be probably 99% sure that is exactly what's going to happen. So don't think about it. My clear delete. You get these thoughts in your head, these negative thoughts, clear, delete 3 times. Clear, delete, clear, delete, clear, delete. Don't allow your negative or apprehensive thoughts manifest for you. You have the ability to not do that. Please make sure you drink enough water and cut back on the alcohol. Really, if you really want to, hang one on, do it after you leave the party. Go home and do it where it's safe and quiet. Drink your drinks, but in front of these people, in front of what could potentially be stressful, control it. And the reason being is a lot of times when we overindulge, our lips get really loose. Our tongue gets really loose in the sense that we tend to think we can say anything to anybody, and we can't. We need to be an example to others of how we want our life to be, how we want to be spoken to, how we want it to be treated, how we want to be treated. And we do that by being the example. Let's see. If things start getting tight, I explain, put your coat on, go outside, get some fresh air, go for a little walk, go around the block, just enough to calm you down. And on the other side of it, you making a statement of a boundary and then someone not keeping it, and then you excusing yourself shows them you mean what you're saying also. And then here's one of the tricks. When you come in, don't dwell on that when you're walking. Think about happier things. Think about joyful things. So when you walk back through that door, you've got a smile on your face. And you will let them know they are not getting to you. Isn't that great? Isn't that a beautiful gift to give yourself? To let somebody else know they're not getting to you. So what if 2 things might happen? They might stop trying, or they might try harder. You holding firm to your boundaries and what you're saying will show them that they're not going to get under your skin. They're not going to bother you. And they're not going to ruin your evening. Please don't fast before your holiday meals. Please don't think I'm going to save all my calories so I can eat more. If you're one of these who have a tendency to really eat a lot, eating throughout the course of the day, small meals will help you eat less. Savor what you put on your plate, but you might not need that second or third helping if you've already been feeding your body, nourishing your body. Also, by doing that, it will help you control your temper, because we've all heard the phrase hangry, right? And many people get hangry. I get cranky when I'm hungry. My blood sugar drops. Oh my God. It's not good. That's why I'm always having something in my car, in my bag, so that if I feel that I'm getting hungry and I'm in a place where there isn't food. So for example, you start driving to the dinner and your stomach is growling and you just find yourself getting crankier and crankier. Well, that wouldn't necessarily happen if you've already had something in your stomach. And if you really want to be careful about how much you eat, then you have more control if you eat something before you go to your dinner. Okay, let's see what else I have on my list. We spoke about expectations. Adjust them. Don't think about the negative way. Turn them to, this is going to be a fun dinner. I'm going to, maybe bring some things that people can do together, some sort of games, which I'll get into in a little bit. Bring some jokes with you. Do not get caught up in politics. Do not get into those provocative conversations, because that is surely a way to blow up the evening. So have jokes with you, games with you, have uplifting stories to share. Maybe you might need to share some gratitude. That would be a great thing for everybody to do together. And that is to sit down and share what they're grateful for the evening, possibly even for the year. I don't think there's enough gratitude. I don't think you can state enough things that you can be grateful for. Um, Practice tolerance. Now, tolerance is possibly a muscle you need to build, so it's best to start practicing your tolerance right away. And what does that mean? Don't lose your temper. Count to 10. Give yourself 24 hours before responding to a testy comment, text message, email, whatever it might be. Don't respond immediately. Wait till you've had a time to marinate on it so that you can be tolerant, because you don't know where something is going, why somebody's reacting the way they are. And so maybe they've had a bad day. Maybe they got some bad news right before leaving for the dinner. If that's the case, you don't know what you don't know. So bringing out your tolerance muscle and just letting things roll off your back. And if they were that bad, having a conversation like, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Or did you get some bad news before you came here? Or you seem to be stressed. Is there something I can do to help? Even if you don't like that individual, excuse me, even if you don't like that individual, be kind. They might need the kindness. We don't know, right? So there's a lot of that going on. Okay, a lot of these things, I don't want to be redundant. So remember, you have the ability to control your reactions. If you find that you don't indulge. Don't drink any wine. Don't drink any eggnog that's spiked. Don't drink hard alcohol if you don't think you can control yourself, because you want to have all your faculties in order so that you are the one to people go, she handled that so well. He handled that so well. Look they didn't react. Wow, what did they take before coming? They're so chill. They're so respectful. Whatever it might be. This is on you to be able to figure this out, but it's on you because you can have tolerance around it. And that makes it a positive way of it being on you, right? Okay. I talked about games. What's a way to break the ice if things are getting stressed? Well, you can have a joke telling contest. You can pull out question games. You can create a riddle list, sort of like riddle trivia, or you can do nursery rhyme trivia. Find some sort of trivia and get everybody involved. Maybe it's Thanksgiving trivia. Yeah, when did the pilgrims land? When was the first Thanksgiving? What was served at the first Thanksgiving? I mean, all these questions, and maybe you can find some that are a little outside of the norm that you can find out about and add to the list, which could be your stumper, right? Let's see. You can buy Thanksgiving Mad Libs. You can have everybody participate. One person fills it out, and the other one, you go down around the table filling in the answers, and then you read. Or you order the Mad Libs and have everybody have their own Mad Libs. There can be Thanksgiving bingo. You can make up or you can purchase. Charades. And you can make it specific to Thanksgiving, to Christmas, to New Year's. But you can do that and get people participating and involved. And you can do that over dessert. So maybe they're eating dessert at the table and playing the games. But it definitely cuts the stress and creates laughter and creates bonding and, more importantly, creates memories. There's Thanksgiving Pictionary. Again, if you've got a big block of paper and you know how Pictionary is played, you can play Pictionary. These are just fun things that you can do as a group, all participate and have fun doing it. All right. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, it may not be as short as it sounds, but is it's important for gratitude. Thanksgiving is, we're thankful, right? We're thankful of the harvest. We're thankful for the meal in front of us. But let's expound on that. Let's be grateful for everything. And you can start your gratitude practice at home, bring it to the table, and share what you're grateful for. It could be a who you're grateful for or what you're grateful for. But, that's on you. And you can just each go around the table. Or you can ask a question about, what are you most grateful for? Or what, all right, I'm thinking. I can't think of something, but you can make up your own questions. Your guys are clever out there. Not only can you do this at Thanksgiving in the United States or those who celebrate it, but you can take those things into Christmas. I know there are parades and football games, but how lucky are we to have people around the table to share these holidays with us, to create these memories with us? So create more fun memories, and maybe it turns into a holiday tradition. Won't that be great? If you're feeling down, look, we know the holidays bring people, they get depressed, they get sad. Sometimes there are very tangible reasons for it. Something happened during that time of year. And every year it just reminds them of what they lost. This is where gratitude, you know what you lost, but let's be grateful for what you found, what you have. That helps us. Also, because many people are down, being kind. If you know that somebody is having some mental health issues, bring them a pie or a piece of pie. Bring them something, that might cheer them up, even if it's a small plant, a flower, a card, something. But if you know of people who are down and depressed during the holiday season, let them know they're not alone. That's something that you can do all year round. It's not just during the holiday season. But you may start it at the holiday season. Possibly, maybe so, right? You can make a simple prayer of gratitude. Now, if you've heard me talk about my prayer practice, I start with gratitude. You can do anything you want to do, but I always start my prayers with gratitude. After I thank Spirit for yesterday and for what's coming through today, I then go into what I'm grateful for. And it can be as simple as the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, the food that you eat, the things that you do and have. It could be for your position at work, for your abundance, for your family members, your partner, whomever is important to you in your heart, your friends. There are things that you can be grateful for that are just small, but they will build. And they will build. It's like putting one grain of sand on a plate and then another and then another and then another. And then you will have a mound of sand. Well, that's how gratitude works too. And remember, when you put out your gratitudes, more of the things you're grateful for will come back to you. Again, it's with that where your thoughts go, energy flows. Well, when your gratitude flows, things manifest. So that's a good way to have this. I'm going to apologize if you hear like what sounds like a stampede in the background. We're dog sitting. So my dog and our guest dog are having some holiday fun. So I hope you'll forgive me for that background noise, but I'm happy that they're happy and that they're playing. What can you do during the holiday seasons? Help another. Donate clothes, donate food, volunteer at a shelter. I mean, you can get creative and do what you need to do. Again, participate. If you know that there's a women's shelter and the kids need toys, bring them some toys. If they're in good shape and they're pre-owned, that's just as good as having it brand new. Especially for the itty bitties, they don't know the difference. If it comes out and it's wrapped, they can be very happy with that. But it's you participating and being helpful. Um, so if you want to have more gratitude in your life, more grace in your life, you need to show your gratitude. I know you can do this. This is not hard. It might take a few minutes, but it's not difficult. And the shift in how you're going to feel, your shift in your abundance is going to be mind boggling. And I can talk to you about it because it's happened to me, where when I started my practice, miracles started happening left and right. Miracles of abundance, miracles of amazing people, miracles of experiences and situations in my life. They just are amazing. And it all happened once I started my practice. Miracles started happening when I started on my spiritual path, but these miracles just increased over and over and over again to the point where I started getting out of bed singing and dancing. And when I took my pups for a walk, singing and dancing just in my head, not necessarily out loud, but I just was feeling great. And there's nothing better than waking up feeling great, feeling hopeful, and knowing that you, are the catalyst of change through your gratitude. And speaking of gratitude, I am going to let you go enjoy your holiday, whatever you're doing within it. You might be watching the parade, watching football, preparing the food, setting tables, whatever it might be. I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for being with me again this year, this Thanksgiving. As always, I am grateful for you. And I'm grateful that you're in my life in whatever capacity you're in it. For not only are you my student, you're my teacher. And not only am I a teacher, I am a student and I'm a lifelong student. So thank you. I also want to say these 3 words to you. I love you. You are so loved. Not just by me, not just by friends, family, community, your colleagues at work, but you have a plethora of beings on the other side of the veil who are your biggest cheerleaders, and they want to see you live the life you're divinely meant to live. What does that mean? Well, in my belief, we're not here to suffer. We're not here to be, cut down at the knees. We're here to live a life of love, laughter, great health, abundance, and we can do so by talking to these beings on the other side of the veil. Ask them for what it is you need, want, and desire. Ask in great detail. It's, I don't like, there's a saying, the devil is in the details. Let's take devil out. And the angel is in the details. These beings on the other side are in needing to know all the details. For example, you need a job. If you just say, please help me find a job, you might get job offers or you might see advertisements for jobs, but they're jobs that you're overqualified for or that you're underqualified for. So if you have a master's and you need a job, don't just ask for a job, ask for a job in your field. Or if you want to change careers, ask for a job in the field that makes your heart sing. It makes a huge difference. And then they will go out and conspire on your behalf to help bring to you what it is you need, want, and desire. Now, a couple things I need to share. If it doesn't come right away, My suggestion is to go inside and see where you might tweak something that's going on with you. Maybe you're still having those negative thoughts and they're blocking you. It can happen if you doubt the ability for things to manifest. You will create a block. So know that if things don't happen in your time frame, what you think is reasonable, and the word is reasonable. Don't think that in 2 minutes it's going to happen. It might take a few days or a week. And then you also need to be open to how the response of what you're asking for comes through to you, because it's not always a direct response. Like me saying, "What time is it?" "Oh, it's 11 o'clock. No, that's not how it happens all the time. Sometimes you might hear a dialogue in a movie and say, "Oh, that's my answer." Or you're watching a TikTok, or you're going through Pinterest or House, and it's like, oh, you come up with something that really makes your heart sing and that you want to do. That's what you asked for. And then allow them to do what they do. And this is how you allow it. So, for those who celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm wishing you the grandest of days. For those of you in other countries and you don't have this particular holiday at this time, I am just wishing you the most incredible Thursday. I'm wishing you a phenomenal holiday season, because what was in this podcast also can help you with Christmas, for New Year's, for Kwanzaa, for Easter, for Passover. It doesn't make a difference. It's a holiday when we're with people, and those can be triggers for us. So have the most beautiful time. If you're traveling, be safe. Also, this weather, the weather system has been a little wonky for a number of years. So for those of you who are in your car a lot, who are traveling somewhere for the holidays, please have some blankets in your car, water, food. And the food I'm talking about could be protein bars. If you're with your animals, have food for them. Bring their bowls. Bring plenty of beverage, meaning water, so that you can hydrate your animal. Also, if you can find a big can and a candle, bring a candle and matches. It's a way of keeping your car warm without having running the gas, so that you can prolong your need to stay warm and have fuel if, God forbid, something should happen. And that is why we have all those supplies in our car in case something happens. I want to keep you safe. I want to keep you hydrated, nourished, for just that reason. Okay. Again, I'm wishing you an incredible Thanksgiving. For those who celebrate, for those who don't, I send my love. And once again, I ask to be tolerant, to be kind to people, especially if they don't believe in what you believe in. We don't have to. We're human beings. We're individuals. We have our own beliefs. We can agree to disagree. We can believe. We can set our souls to just letting, okay, that's what they believe in. God bless, go with God. This is what I believe in. God bless, go with God. Allow me my right to believe what I believe in. You have the right for the same, because we do. Don't let people who have hatred in their hearts take you down. Send them love. You can visualize a bubble with gold and white light filled with love, or red light, whatever indicates love to you. And say, I'm sending you love, not to them, but send it to yourself. I send them a bubble of love. May it break and pour love all over them. Pour tolerance all over them, whatever it might be. Remember, they're showing people who they are. Show people who you are through kindness, through gratitude, through generosity. Okay, I am going to go. I will see you a week from today with my brand new guest. And until then, stay well, Stay safe and enjoy. Bye for now.